Madam Clerk?
This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6 et sec, notice of which was sent to the record in the Star Ledger and was posted on the municipal bulletin board.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Pataglia. Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Here.
Councilmember Sims.
Here.
Councilmember Greenman.
Here.
Mayor LaBrus.
Here. Would everybody please rise for the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. We're going to start off with a proclamation, which we have tonight. Would Mrs. Merlin Forbes please come up? Have the microphone?
Any decision about the cigarette tonight?
We're making a decision to go forward with the
Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
Well, they're going to go forward with the ordinance.
I have for you a proclamation from the office of the mayor of the city of Hackensack. And it reads, whereas school crossing guards support the Hackensack Police Department Traffic Division with community safety and guard more than 40 crosswalks throughout the city of Hackensack. And whereas thousands of children are protected traveling to and from school thanks to dedicated crossing guards like Merlin A. Forbes. And whereas Ms. Forbes was hired on March 19th, 1986, and has faithfully served the community and its youth for 29 years through all kinds of weather, and started her career at the intersection of Hackensack and Temple Avenues. And whereas Ms. Forbes not only guided pedestrians across the city streets, but she also risked her life in the course of her duties. And whereas Ms. Forbes returned to work to lead pedestrians safely across the streets of Hackensack, once again with her most recent location being at the intersection of Pangbourne Place and Anderson Street. Now, therefore, I, John P. LaBrosse Jr., Mayor of the City of Hackensack, along with members of the City Council, commend Merlin A. Forbes on her retirement for protecting the city's pedestrians and school children faithfully for 29 years. Thank you so much, ma'am. It's an honor and a privilege, and we thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for serving us. All right, Council, want to
Come up, can she come up and shake our hands? Come up.
Help you up.
Arthritis in my foot.
Don't make him go.
You don't have to
Did
go
you walk
anywhere.
around?
Come up front.
Cigarette no cigarette.
Thank you so much. Thank you. She buses it all the way from Teaneck.
Go ahead.
Whatever.
You want to take a
Go
picture?
ahead.
Yep.
Thank you so much. We made you walk some more, see?
Congratulations.
Enjoy your retirement.
I know Patrick O'Connor is not going to be our boss anymore, but I'm trying to plan for in June. She does not know this yet, but this is a surprise for her. I'm trying to plan for June, if it's okay with you people, if you can come to celebrate her retirement party at the Civic Center the last day of June.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Invite us.
be there.
We'll be there.
Mommy, show me your paper.
Oh, show
Show me
you.
your paper.
Open it.
I'm putting it on Facebook.
You
Yes,
can
show me
announce
your
that the
paper.
city will pay for it.
You're going on Facebook, so
Yeah,
John
of
Pierce
course.
can
You
see you
can.
and everybody else can see you.
You're
Okay.
a great young.
Yeah? How much you gonna be? $200?
Okay,
Coffee.
gotcha.
And cake and cookies, dinner.
John Pierce was also one of her voices.
We will say we pay.
Okay.
Thank you. Down?
Yes, you may, ma'am. You need some help? You're okay?
She
David,
travels by bus.
we
here
pay for the
every time
party
for her job.
at the civic center. And we agree, tell her.
Yes, we can do that.
Then we pay
Sure.
for the party. Now. Lady,
What's her name?
what is her name?
Miss Forbes.
Ms. Forbes.
We're gonna pay for your party in the civic center.
Oh, thank you.
If the-
You're gonna pay for your party, that's what you did.
Now, we can't have Flamin' Young and all that kind of stuff.
Not in this budget.
Okay.
That's all I want.
Talk to the city manager, he will pay for it.
Okay.
Let me get.
Ready to move on? Everybody ready? Okay.
Okay.
Can I get, Your Honor, could you come?
Sure. Anybody else want to come?
Yeah.
Please.
We take picture of the badge.
Oh,
Get a
please.
picture. Come get a picture.
Come on, dear. Come on, mommy.
You know,
Come here, mommy.
you want a picture of that badge with him?
All my
I
crossing
want to
guards,
see the
please
badge
come.
that has the misspelling.
Please. All my crossing guards.
Take a picture of the badge.
All my crossing guards. Please, this is the first time that we've ever had this. Understand that? Yeah. Okay. This is the first time.
I hope so not the last. One more. All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Why not?
I think Leo, he's paying for it.
Okay. Yes. Nancy A. Kraus, K-R-A-U-S. It's not under Davenport.
Okay.
Well, you'll see me
I'm
on
gonna
there.
take a message
It's
with
with
you.
another gentleman, not my husband.
Okay.
It's
Get Kathy Salvo to make the cake
from the Bergenfield.
For free.
for free. Get Kathy to donate the cake.
Cookies and cake for
Cookies
free.
and cake. She likes the crossing guards. She must be in Florida. I don't see her. Where's Richie?
Okay, let's, we got a lot of work to do. Sorry, we're gonna get back to work. Approval of the minutes, the calendar regular meeting of February 10th, 2015. May I have a motion, please?
Hello. Thank you.
Offer.
Look into that, we're in the
Roll call.
The church.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman. Aye. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. City managers report.
City Manager Report, March 23, 2015. I have an update on the yearly report that I presented at the last meeting. I neglected to include some other data that should be provided to the council from 2014. There were total events, incidences reported and acted on by the fire department of 6,244, which included natural disasters, false alarms, rescue and EMS, explosions, fires. There was 260 fires in the city last year. The second included public education. The fire safety group spent 1,190 man hours to educate the public on fire safety and education with daycares and schools, community events, fire safety talks, meeting with the owners and condo owners of high-rise buildings, as well as tours at the firehouse. It's outlined in the information that I provided in your packet, and there's some available over there on the table for the public. As far as the building department, I was duly told by some members of the public that zoning and property maintenance was not included. Obviously, that was not done intentionally. The zoning permits, 220 were approved, 25 were denied. There were 1,959 property inspections. There were planning board applications of 14, zoning board applications of 6. Summonses issued in 2014, 67 for property maintenance and 75 for zoning. The second item, pothole repairs are underway. We do have a spot on the website for people to report that. Please be patient. We have the DPW is in process right now to hit the areas in an expeditious manner. They are going to the asphalt plants twice a day and getting loads, and they are completing it as quickly as possible. We take that as a major priority for the city. Our roads are important. Number 3, I always want to add a little humor to government because sometimes there's not a whole lot to laugh about. But the fire department has been nominated to accept an award from Charmin Toilet Paper Company for a 1-year supply for 20 people. So we are getting free toilet paper for the fire department. And this was nominated through social media. So congratulations to the fire department. That's the highlight of my report.
Okay.
Number 4 is the city is receiving $2,100 from the New Jersey Association of City and County Health Officers for our participation thus far in the Ebola cases in Hackensack, which there's been one which fortunately the person did not have Ebola but was treated at the Hackensack University Medical Center. I'm proud to announce that as of next Monday, the following police officers will receive a promotion. Tina Capadonna, who is currently a sergeant, will have the rank of lieutenant. Promoted to sergeant will be Deanna Herman, Ryan Weber, and Patrick O'Connor. The police director this morning announced an officer in charge. The officer in charge, under his direction, will be Captain Timothy Lloyd. This is the commitment of the director and the city manager under the direction of the city council to move forward with the objective to restoring our police department and eventually, in time, having a chief of police again in the city of Hackensack. We are in the process of making steps toward that, and will continue to do that until such time it is the correct time to do such moves as required under the direction of the council. Last but not least, it's the Easter egg hunt hosted by the Recreation Department. Due to the weather and the most recent snow of last Friday, was originally scheduled for Stuyve Park, as was tradition. It has now been moved to Johnson Park, March 30th at 4 p.m. And I understand there's quite a few eggs, so bring the children. Number 7, there's a wellness challenge. It's Walk with the Mayor. That's on April 11th. And Walk with the Manager, only if you're nice, on April 18th. It's a Saturday. It's about 1.2 miles, and it's time to get out and get active. Hopefully it's good weather. Hopefully there will be no more snow. Mr. Mayor, that is the end of the manager's report.
Thank you. Public hearing on 215 Main Street, the 2015 Main Street Business Alliance budget.
It's
Okay.
open for public comment.
Anybody would like to speak on the budget, please come forward.
Need a
Or
motion.
motion to open to the public to speak on the budget, please.
Offer.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. At this time, anybody would like to speak on the Main Street budget, please come forward. Give your name and address to the clerk.
Albert Dibb, Executive Director, Upper Main Street Business Alliance. Mayor, Council, thank you. I just wanted to just take a minute to go through this. I know it's in the packet, and I know that the public has had at least some opportunity to look at it. It's been on the Alliance's website as well. It's a budget that's very similar to budgets that we've passed in prior years. It's the same assessment amount that we've requested, I think, for the last 9 years of $360,000. There are a few notable exceptions. I just wanted to just highlight some of them right now. We are spending an increased line item for a new program called Creative Placemaking, which I'm sure all of you are familiar with. We are meeting with the Consortium for Creative Placemaking. They're coming to meetings. We've had a number of public meetings on that, and it's a big initiative that is designed to bring arts and culture to Hackensack's downtown. So I think it's something new and different, something that we feel we need to be more involved with new development happening and new people ultimately coming to call Hackensack home. We've moved quite a bit into our streetscape improvements. We anticipate that there will at least be a need for some temporary streetscape enhancements with all the construction going on, especially in the area of 150, 170 Main Street and elsewhere. We've increased a public relations line item to make room for branding. We had a branding meeting tonight. We have 3 other branding meetings coming up in the next month or so. And that is designed to figure out how we are going to reach out, what the message is going to be to attract developers, potential lessees, whether they be commercial or residential. So it's a big effort, and it's something that we need to start getting involved in now. And that's pretty much it as far as the changes and enhancements go to this budget. Aside from that, we maintain all of our same line items in the categories we've had before: visual improvement, marketing, public relations, and administration. And I know it's a long night, so I don't want to spend a lot more time talking specifically about this budget, but I'd like to know if you have any questions in particular, and I'd be happy to address any questions we might have from the public.
Anybody? Leah?
We thank you for your interest and support of the creative placemaking. I think
Exactly.
It's a fine addition to the city, and I think it's, from what I've seen, it's going quite well.
It is. We're very excited about that, too.
Dave, Rose?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'd also like to thank you for the creative placemaking. For those who don't know what it's about, the Main Street Alliance hired a professional to come in who does the consortium for creative placemaking. The guy is well known in his field. It's taken off like wildfire. They have a great group meeting, and it's to direct the city where it's going to go with its arts and cultural arts in the years to come, something we're very interested in. So we thank you for that. That was great by the Alliance. Thank you. Okay. Resolution 106. Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Nix?
Next. When the Main Street Alliance was first started, it was supposed to be separate from the city. And now they have a budget. Plus, they tax the store owners also.
That's why they have to have a budget. That's the main reason they have to have a budget presented to the city, is because there's an impact to the business owners.
That money comes from the money they tax the store owners, or does it come from the city budget?
No, from the money they tax the store owners.
And then, one year they were given $100,000 from Bergen Community grant for signs. That was $100,000 that.
They have a line item in their budget for wayfinding, yes, for signage.
But the county gave community development from Bergen County gave them $100,000 for the signs.
I believe that was a loan, according to, I'm looking at Mr. Dibb in the back, he's saying it was a loan.
0 interest, 10-year loan.
It was a loan?
0, we pay that back. We're paying it back every year.
And how'd you pay that back?
0 interest, $10,000 every year for 10 years. Just made a payment in August.
And I guess when you're hiring somebody to do cultural events, you're gonna look at the buildings we knock down before we knock them down and see if there's Any value to the buildings, or we're just gonna move ahead with?
That's irrelevant to this budget, sir.
Well, he said they're hiring somebody for the, you're looking forward to this cultural affair.
That came about because that was a new line item they were spending, and he was telling us they hired a creative placemaking person.
Well, I figure if you're gonna hire somebody, I don't know where the money's going, because Main Street looks like terrible. And I really don't know where the money is going, unless it's for advertising or something. But, I think if you're gonna hire somebody for cultural, and it's just not the building on Main and Mercer, but there's other buildings that have some culture to them, more textual.
You're 100% right. We felt that way about 210 Main. We were not allowed that building to be knocked down.
170 Main Street stands out more than 210 Main Street, I'll tell you that, and you're knocking it down. So I don't know why we're hiring somebody for cultural affairs. We're knocking it down.
The cultural arts have nothing to do with the construction, Lenny.
Architecture is cultural.
True.
You know, you just bought a building because of the architectural value of it, you're gonna make it a cultural center. Architecture is probably the one thing that sets one city from the other city, is the way the city looks. And we have completely forgotten what the city, I don't even know what it's gonna look like. I don't think anybody does.
Anybody else like to speak on the Main Street Business Alliance budget? Seeing none, motion to close.
Offer.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 106-15.
Is a resolution for the final adoption of ordinance number 9-2015, an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank. This ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for a public hearing.
May I have a motion open to the public, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. At this time, anybody who'd like to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward. Give your name and address to the clerk.
Nix, 83 Elm. I don't think we should spend more money than we have. I don't think we need this cap bank.
Anyone else like to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance only? Seeing none, motion to close.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims. Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 9-2015 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 107-15.
Is a resolution for final adoption of ordinance number 10-2015, a bond ordinance providing for various road improvements by and in the City of Hackensack, in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, appropriating $1,088,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $1,036,000 in bonds or notes of the city to finance part of the cost thereof. This ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for a public hearing.
May I have a motion open to the public, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. This time, anybody like to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance only?
How
Please
come
come
this-
forward.
Nix, how come this doesn't come out of the regular budget?
Part of it's paid through grant money.
How much?
I'll let the city manager answer.
The budget is divided up into operating expenses and then also into capital projects. This cost is well over $1 million, and you can't anticipate that kind of money being spent out of the operating budget. Therefore, it goes to bonding. Just to list what we're going to do, we're going to mill and repave Prospect Avenue from Essex to Passaic, and all a portion of Newman Street, Coles Ave, Hobart Street, Stanley Place. It'll include repairing, resurfacing, drainage improvements, inlet manhole and water valve replacements, the city would not be able to stay under the 2% mandated cap of the legislature and the governor if we were to do this project out of cash only.
You just have to cut something from something else to include this in the budget. It comes up a lot, road improvements, and everybody, you're saying tonight you can't calculate it. Well, I bet you we're gonna spend $1 million, over $1 million next year for road improvements.
And those typical items are done through bonding.
Along with matching grants.
So then the $97 million budget is real, we're spending more than the $97 million budget.
Every budget has a debt service payment,
Yeah.
which is included in every budget. And the object of debt service is to extend the payments of obligations of the city over a time period. At certain times, this city will go out to long-term financing, will be, depending on the useful life of each of the items. For instance, we did not pay for, out of the budget, a new ladder truck last year, which cost the city close to $900,000, because the useful life of that is in excess of 20 years. You can get interest rates that are very low and can pay that over time. It's to stabilize taxes to be able to bond such public improvements.
I know, we're always bonding, rebonding, but how much are we gonna spend this year
On what?
on whatever?
There's a 97.6 budget and that was introduced, 96 million, 97 million, 0.6.
Yeah,
And a portion of that is to provide the required funding for our portion of this bond as required
this
under the
goes on
state.
top of the 97.6 million.
This will be paid over a long period of time.
This will be added to the 97.6.
We actually will not start paying this bond for at least 3 years, sir.
When do you put it in, when do you calculate it in the budget?
And the payment will be due within like 3 years. First payment of the bond.
I don't understand. I want to know, so you're not including this in this year's budget?
The cash portion that the city is obligated to is included in this year's budget, which is a minimum of 5%.
I got the budget home. I can't figure it out. But I'd like to know how much we're really, what it says and what we're really spending.
We're spending 5% of this bond amount in this year's budget.
We're spending more than 5% of this bond amount, the 1 million.
Not for this budget, not for budget 2015.
Anybody else like to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance only? Seeing none, motion to close to the public.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved by, oh, I'm sorry, we need to vote on the ordinance.
Yes. Have a motion, please, to adopt.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 10-2015 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Okay, resolution 108-15.
It is a resolution for final adoption of ordinance number 11-2015, an ordinance amending Part 2 entitled General Legislation, Chapter 170, entitled Vehicles and Traffic for the City of Hackensack Municipal Code to amend Section 50 entitled Schedule 1 No Parking. This ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for a public hearing.
We have a motion to open to the public, please.
Offered.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. At this time, anybody who'd like to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward, give your name and address to the clerk. No, we cannot. Seeing none, motion to close to the public.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Motion to adopt.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, that ordinance number 11-2015 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 109-15.
Is a resolution for the adoption of ordinance number 12-2015, an ordinance amending Chapter 170 entitled Vehicles and Traffic, of Part 2 entitled General Legislation of the City of Hackensack Municipal Code to amend Section 170-71E 10 and Section 171-71E 11. The ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for a public hearing.
May I please have a motion to open to the public?
Offered.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. At this time, anybody who'd like to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward, give your name and address to the clerk. Seeing none, motion to close to the public.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Motion to adopt.
Offered. Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 12-2015 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 110-15.
This one is a resolution for the introduction of ordinance number 13-2015, an ordinance to amend Article 1, Chapter 32 of the Code of the City of Hackensack, New Jersey, entitled Police Department.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved that the above ordinance being ordinance 13-2015 as introduced is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on April 7th, 2015 at 8:00 p.m. or soon thereafter, as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 111-15.
This is a resolution authorizing tax appeal attorney to settle the cases on the attached list dated March 18th that were scheduled for trial or settlement.
Motion, please?
Offered.
Second.
Councilmember
Roll.
Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 112-15.
Is the resolution adopting the Main Alliance 2015 budget.
May I have a motion, please?
Offered.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 113-15.
Is a resolution authorizing tax refunds.
Motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 114-15.
Is a resolution authorizing the refund for Hackensack Health Department for a business license renewal.
May I have a motion, please?
Offered.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 115-15.
Is a resolution authorizing the award of contract for Employee Assistance Program to Clinical Services Management, PC.
May I have a motion, please?
Offered.
Roll call? I need a second, I'm sorry.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 116-15.
Is a resolution to rescind resolution number 146-14, which was a transfer of a liquor license from Green Grill to Wendy Cova.
Motion, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 117-15.
Is a resolution for the award of contract for Grand Avenue Improvement Project.
Have a motion, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 118-15.
A resolution authorizing a person-to-person liquor license transfer from Green Grill to Wendy Cova.
Motion, please.
Offered.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 119-15.
A resolution for the award of contract for engineering services to Arcadis US Inc. for the 2015 SCADA maintenance.
A motion, please.
Offer. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 120-15.
Is a resolution authorizing and directing the planning board to undertake an investigation to determine whether the delineated area of Block 312, Lot 1, which is 240 Main Street, satisfies the criteria for designation as a non-condemnation redevelopment area.
I have a motion, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution number 121-15.
Is a resolution authorizing the tax collector to issue refund to advanced housing with a 5% simple interest and cancel the unpaid taxes accordingly.
May I have a motion, please?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 122-15.
Is an emergency temporary appropriation prior to the adoption of the budget per NJSA 40A:4-20.
Motion, please.
Offer. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 123-15.
Is a resolution for the authorization for a revised accrued time payout for Mark Cunico.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 124-15.
Is a resolution authorizing proposed Bergen County Community Development Grants for 2015-2016.
May I have a motion, please?
Offered.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 125-15.
Is a resolution extending the 2014 tower and wreckers permits.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 126-15.
Is a resolution authorizing the city attorney to draft an ordinance banning the sale of cigarettes and other tobacco products to people under the age of 21.
Roll call. Motion, please?
Offered.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Nay.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Nay. Resolution 127-15.
Is a resolution appointing a professional service provider as hearing officer for a police disciplinary matter.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Last but not least, payment of the bills, Resolution 128-15.
Current fund is $916,563.39. Grants are $850. Payroll was $1,509,790.18. Public parking system, $3,812.94. Capital was $234,936.97. There was nothing in escrows. Trust account was $95,977.35. Total expenditures, $2,761,930.83. Interfunds and transfers, $302,448.30.
Okay, motion.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay. And open to the public. May I have a motion to open to the public, please?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims. Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Anybody who'd like to speak, please come up to the podium. Give your name and address to the clerk. You have 5 minutes. We're keeping time. We didn't keep time before. Sir, how are you?
How are you? My name is Nick Pandya, and I own the business at 230 Main Street. It's called Nick's Convenience Store in Delhi. This is the reason I'm here, especially for the resolution 12615. And I believe that, I don't think so. We city level that we have enough data to prove that, the 19 years kids are smoking within a city, and changing the age limit from 19 to 21, I think it would seriously hurt the business owner. As a business owner, I would never promote kids to smoke the cigarettes. But at the same time, the cigarettes, the money that we are making on cigarettes is only 10% or 12% nowadays. But that, along with the revenue that we generate, besides cigarettes, those revenue we will lose. The city level, what we believe, the Hackensack is moving right direction at this point. I've been in Hackensack for so many years, and I'm seeing the city is moving right direction. I don't think so. At this point, we should put any roadblock for any businesses at this time. Don't get me wrong. I have a 9-year-old daughter myself. I do not promote kids to smoke cigarettes, period. But at the same time, you should not follow the other towns, what they adopt resolution at this town. Teaneck adopted, it's been very new. Englewood adopted, but they are very new. We don't have enough data to prove that will create bad health or anything for 19 to 21. I don't think so. That if 19 years kid wants to smoke cigarette, he will go to another town, for instance, River Edge, or he would go to Maywood and buy cigarettes. He's not gonna say that, oh, Hackensack doesn't sell that, so I'm gonna stop smoking. I think you guys should reconsider this. I really appreciate, like I say, as a business owner, I've been here in Hackensack for so many years, and I'm believing in Hackensack. I am seeing that Hackensack is going in the right direction after so many years. Please consider this. As a business owner, you should not put, as I've been here, and I'm saying that you should not put any roadblocks on business. That's the bottom line. So please reconsider that. Your word, I understand that I like to protect kids as myself, but please reconsider that. Thank you.
Just so everybody knows that there will be a first reading on this as an ordinance, and at that time, that would be the time to come. So pay attention to the newspaper and the advertisement. That would be the time to come at the first meeting to express any other concerns you have on this issue, either pro or con. Mr. Nunemacher, how are you, sir?
I'm good, Mayor. How are you?
Okay.
It was good seeing you and a few of your colleagues last week at a couple of those events.
Thank you.
I guess Ms. Green
Same
was
here.
too busy to pay tribute to some of our special community members.
Yes, that was good.
Mayor, I said at the cow, and I want to reiterate what I said because I kind of cut myself short. I'm in no way in favor of smoking. My My father's father died of emphysema because of cigarette smoking. My mother's father got throat cancer and had a hole in his throat for 40 years because of it. I never smoked. I'm proud to say it's probably the one bad habit I never picked up. That was just a joke, everybody. It's a disgusting habit, and I think it should be banned completely. But you can't handcuff Dave, Ms. Greenman, Leo. You can't handcuff these small businesses. You want to attract businesses coming in. You can't be the local local, state, federal taxes on these small businesses are astronomical as it is. Mayor, you made a great point before, and I'm not ashamed to say when I agree with you or Kathy on something. I disagree with you most of the time. But the cigarettes are only an incidental effect. People are going to go elsewhere to buy the everyday items that you would go to for a convenience store. Dave, your point on you're absolutely right. But as a lawyer, we have mechanisms to prevent that. It's called enforcement. If a 17-year-old is caught without a driver's license speeding down Passaic Street, we don't tell Hackensack Ford you can't sell cars anymore. Hopefully the police catch the perpetrator and something is done. You can't tell General Poor's to stop serving liquor to a 20-year-old because some idiot is caught buying a beer and crashing up a car on Essex Street. It's not how the law works. You can't punish these business owners who their profit margin is probably slim as it is and drive them out elsewhere. You're not putting an end to the epidemic. It's ridiculous. I gotta be honest. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I don't think people should smoke at all. I don't think you should buy it. I want nothing to do with it. People know you can't smoke in my car, my apartment, whatever. But you can't punish these people who are trying to make a living because all they're going to do is go to South Hackensack or Paramus or Lodi. And you're driving these people away at a time when we want to be attracting them here. And it's not going to work. I understand tonight's not even a first reading, Mayor. I guess it's just authorizing Mr. Scrivo to do something about it. Maybe we'll wise up in the meantime. Maybe put more enforcement programs. Maybe the police officers, in conjunction with us on the Board of Education, can do something more programs regarding prevention, and we can attack it from that angle. I mean, I sit on a lot of committees. I'd be happy to sit on that one too, with anyone up there. So maybe these are some other alternatives we can think of rather than driving these small business owners away from Hackensack.
Thank you.
Jason, thank you for that. Right up the street from the middle school, from the high school, both of those corner stores, all day long, kids go up there and buy loose cigarettes.
No, I understand that, Dave, and I'm not saying that's right. And the owner of that property, if you know this, you're the police commissioner.
I know this.
Tell the police officers, and they will crack down on it and have someone stationed out there to put an end to it.
And they were told, and they were summoned, and they keep doing it.
Well, but you have other measures. You have a municipal.
The 7-Eleven guy, Jason, a 5th grader, plays basketball for me before practice.
I'm not defending that. And I'm not defending the person who owns the store who allowed that to happen. I'm saying, whether it be, it's not even morality, but under the law, you have other measures. You don't tell you don't tell the mayor you can't drive a car because some 16-year-old idiot crashed up a car on Main Street the other day. I'm allowed to go to Poor's and buy a beer even though some idiot bought at 15 went to Jay's Liquors down by the 7-Eleven on the corner of Byrne and Passaic Street may have one day and did something illegal. You can't. By the way, I don't know how you're getting around the fact that the state of New Jersey says you can sell cigarettes to a 19-year-old, and I don't know how you're getting around that. But Mr. Scrivo's, I defer to him on that one. To me, you have two issues. Dave, you're not wrong. I'm sitting here agreeing with you. That's a problem, and the person who did that should be, whatever mechanism we have in the law, that person should be put to a stop from doing that. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, but can't you pull that person's license away?
I would think so. Or you punish them until it's certainly not worth their while to keep selling single cigarettes. Thank you, Jason.
Richard Salk of Hackensack, and back in the day, both of the time I was city attorney and when I was prosecutor, I mean, we prosecuted stores, including this, it used to be Simon Says, and we had some significant fines, and they don't wise up, then they pay double, triple next time around. So I wasn't planning on speaking on this. The proper thing you should be doing is encouraging the assembly to pass their portion of it, and then the governor will sign it, and it will be statewide. Piecemeal, you're going to get sued. GASP is very, very convincing. I was here when they did the vending machine ordinance. But you know what? They're not going to pay Mr. Scrivo's bill when Hackensack gets sued, because Hackensack always gets sued. Okay. I'd like an update. Where do we stand on the situation with respect to Councilwoman Greenman's practicing law out of her apartment? You were looking into it, Mr. City Manager.
A letter was sent by the zoning officer, and we're awaiting a reply.
Can you tell me approximately when that letter was sent?
I'd have to go back and look. It was sent regular mail and registered mail.
A week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago?
I don't want to put a timeline. Why don't you give me a call, and I will check the date,
Okay, fair enough.
rather than being.
Only because I like you, Dave. All right.
Well, I like to be accurate.
All right, I want to move on. Now, as you know, I responded to your RFQ for the prosecutor job. I never expected to get it. I submitted it kind of on a lark because no matter who you picked, you make the statement, we choose the best qualified candidate. And of course, with all due respect, I know it sounds extremely arrogant, that was not going to be anyone other than me. That being said, you made it too easy for me this time. I can't believe, with all due respect to Mr. Catania, I feel for the gentleman, and I've told you, I was in municipal court with him, he knows what he's doing, he does a fine job. But to reappoint him, here, let me read this to you. Respondent states in mitigation of the claims that the loans were authorized by Amorosi and the failure to replace those funds was a result of respondent's delay in remembering the existence of those loans. Respondent had every intention of replacing the funds he was authorized to borrow. The fact that he did not do so quickly enough because of his memory lapse caused a shortfall. But that shortfall was the product of unintentional human error. $25,000 from a client trust account to meet the payroll of something called Catino Fitness Payroll. Now, you had very qualified people submit RFQs. Take me out of the equation. Linda Schwager, who you have no problem appointing as the assistant municipal prosecutor, was applied for that job, qualified. You obviously believe she's qualified. You didn't choose her. Salvatore Scafani, I know he's very experienced in municipal court, does all kinds of defense work, very, very qualified. But the kicker, Joe Cerami, a former Central Municipal Court judge, a Latino. I mean, diversity. Is that only a lip service? Could have been appointed. Instead, we have someone with a criminal record who's facing, at best, a suspension of his license and possibly disbarment. It's a disgrace, Mr. Mayor, Council. You messed up.
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. Next, please.
Hello, council members. My name is Perry Jackson. The situation regarding the cigarettes, it's like alcohol. You know, it's principle over practice and rules over regulations. You know, you can't tell a person what they should or should not do. You can only encourage them every step of the way as to, you know, suggest that they do what's correct by normal standards. But like they say, you know, in America we have the right to choose, you know, choose to do what's right or do what's, you know, not so acceptable. You know, that, you know, leaves a lot of room for error. I mean, you know, I can't say I was always perfect. You know, if I had my way about it, I would not have ever drank 2 pints of Mad Dog is what I really wanted some years ago. Having my way or have, you know, I'll come back for when I finish off the first pint. But I'm not saying or leaving a way to that's acceptable and that's what's right. I had to learn the hard way, and hey, that's the road I had to travel down. You know, I learned primarily from the life that I was around, that wasn't the way to go, smoking and drinking. That was no life to live, and that was no way to get you nowhere but down a dead end road. But they have rules, they have regulations, and they have guidelines. You can fine a store, and the store can pay that fine. You can set stiffer guidelines for that store to follow and abide by. So hopefully they won't sell it to minors and underage people. But there's nothing stopping someone else from going out there and buying it for that person, or doing something out of the outlandish way of getting it done. I'm not saying that's the alternative that one should choose, but where there's a will, there's somebody who's going to find another way around it. That was one thing I was going to make mention of, and then also briefly, I don't know if the council and the mayor have thought about this, but the debt and the deficit, we should consider how we're going to get ourselves out of this jam or hole, if we're in one, to further progress ourselves into a surplus if at all possible, because we can build, but if we don't see ourselves in any way getting to the even point financially, or even close to it, then we're digging a hole within a situation that's going to be very, very detrimental to the general public, and it'll be the taxpayers, the businesses, and everybody who's going to be paying for this ultimately, if not coming out of other funding areas that could cause us to be more at default as opposed to at a benefit. So that's the only two things I want to say and share.
Thank you. Next, please.
The stuff I'm talking about been going on before you guys were there. I guess you guys know it. You heard it from a couple other people. Sidewalks, what are we going to do about them? River Street, both sides. Spring Valley Avenue, when they walk to the mall from Summit to Maywood, in front of the old mayor's Sasso, where she got the 3 billboards up, make the fortune over there. She has no sidewalks. Sidewalks from Summit, both sides, from Essex to the Lodi border. And we could talk about as much as we want to talk about, but people get killed, and you guys talk, but I don't see nothing getting done. Parking with the police, it's been going on for years. And I see it raised a couple of people. I hope none of them are in traffic. Gave them raises, and I guess I shouldn't say nothing, but the police department's in shambles. And if nobody in the city or a few people don't have the guts to do something about it, then we're going to end up with another $8-9 million lawsuit like we did the last thing. And I came up to the council as many times as I possibly could, until I kept getting arrested every other week and getting tickets and all kinds of crap because of the police. And I guess I could be an idiot and go home and not say nothing and say everything's fine in Hackensack. It ain't. And when I hear promotions or anything about the police, I get upset. When I call them for weeks about a bus on Elm Avenue, they do nothing, I get upset. I go, you know what? I got a couple bucks left over from last month. Let me donate it to somebody. Because I got too much money. I got $10 in my pocket. $10,000 for taxes on Elm Avenue for a house my mother paid $12,000 is ridiculous. I'd like to get the one-way changed on Elm Avenue. Didn't do anything. Make it 2 ways like the rest of the planet. My sister got hit by a car down there when it was a one-way on Grand and Elm. So evidently the one way that everybody said was going to be safe didn't work. She was walking. I think you should get involved with Bergen County. I try and go there. I wish the planning board meetings were not on a Wednesday, were on a Thursday like the zoning board, because I wanted to get down there to the county and tell them about the property they're moving around, the DPW and the probation. Like I said before, the Board property, probation, and the Main Street development should be looked into as one property. PRM And you gotta read the paper, you know, and if Hackensack wants to get back to the county seat, we ain't going there. You gotta look at that Fort Lee project, and you could see that skyscraper from Elm Avenue now, that's how high it is. And they're doing the best they can, and I'm telling you, 14-story buildings ain't telling the world nothing. You gotta go for, and I working on it, $500 million project for the Bork property. That's 20 acres. In Edgewater this morning in the paper, 20 acres, Hess Oil, that used to be on the Hudson River, guy bought it, he's spending $500 million. Edgewater. Then they got 2 other projects in Edgewater. I don't know if you people think these projects that you're doing are gonna get us out of this hole. What you're doing is taking us back to, I'm gonna say 1990. If you wanna go to 2030, 2040, you gotta change your whole mindset, and I don't see it happening. You gotta, way out, all these people are from New York. And you gotta look that way. There's not too many people with that kind of brains in Jersey. But that's the project, just today, just the last couple of days, what's going on in Bergen County. And the projects you are proposing, we're going backwards. And you gotta get some things that when people see them, they say, oh my God, that's nice. Not projects that nobody knows what's gonna be. The tow truck drivers, I mentioned to Councilman Sims, 2nd Avenue, by the beautiful $350,000 splash park. Hackensack Auto Wreckers, the abandoned house, all points towing, looks like a dump. Patterson is getting to look better than Hackensack. I told the council member that trucks were on the tow cars, and they leave them on the street, 2nd
Mr. Nix,
Avenue
your-
yesterday.
Your 5 minutes is up, Mr. Nix. Thank you.
You can alleviate 5 minutes.
But I'm not.
Well, good
We've
for
had
you,
a long
man.
night. We've got a
Open
lot
the
more to
public.
do. We have to go back into session.
Bologna sandwich. Open to the public.
Anybody else at this time?
Let's see something done maybe once in a while.
Seeing none, motion to close to the public.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Mr. Pataglia?
Well, with the cigarette business, I really don't believe that the store they're gonna lose a lot of money by just not selling cigarettes only to few 19 under 21-year-old. And with the multi-use facility, it's gonna be a place only for indoor soccer. It's gonna be for flat football, batting cages, t-ball, field hockey, and many other sports that they can be used. And we are trying to make more changes for the benefit of the kids, something that has not been done for years. So if anybody got any comments, go to the facility that we are using right now that really not appropriate for the kids. Thank you. Have a good night.
Deputy Mayor?
Talking specifically, I guess, more about the smoking issue, because that seemed to be the subject of most conversation tonight.
Smoking gun.
I don't want to, I'm sorry if I repeat myself for those of you that are at the COW meeting, but there are some folks that weren't here. The first thing I'd like to say is this was a resolution tonight just authorizing the city attorney to draft an ordinance. So there will be 2 more hearings on this. So people are certainly welcome to continue to come and voice their opinions, pro or con, how they feel about this issue. As I stated before, I'm not an advocate of smoking. I've never smoked in my entire life. I do not believe that this is a city issue. I believe that this is something that is probably in the process of being resolved at the state level, and when it is, of course, we will honor and respect that as law here in the state of New Jersey. I participated in an open discussion at the Chamber of Commerce with more than 20 different business leaders, and we had a rather lively discussion about this topic, and there was no one sitting at that table that was in favor of us making this change here in the city of Hackensack, and I told them I would deliver that message while I was here tonight. I believe, and we also discussed this, that our role in city government is more of one that monitors the city properties, and we've done that. We've passed legislation here that prohibited smoking in parks and public properties, around schools. So that is where we are making this statement and making a difference here in this city. Enforcement, I think, is critical. The points that Dave makes, no one wants to see children being able to purchase cigarettes or smoke cigarettes. No one does. Mr. Salkin, I think you made a good point about fines. I think we have to look, I'd ask our city manager to look into this closely. Obviously, we were doing a good job of that with progressive fines, so much so that CVS stopped selling cigarettes because the fines became so high. You know, maybe we have to look at our policy, and if that's going on in the that near to the high school, Dave, I think we really have to make sure that we get on top of that and put an end to it. Personally, I don't believe that changing it to 21, you know, if they're selling this to children and it's at 19, changing it to 21, if you want to sell it to children, you know they're high school children. It's not going to change that. We have to change that, and that, I believe, is our responsibility, to enforce the law and to continue to do so. Thank everyone for coming. Hope everyone has a good evening. We'll continue to have these discussions, and I hope to see you again.
Thank you. David?
As far as the cigarette ban, that's just my opinion. I've looked up some stats, and majority of the kids smoke between 15 and 18, whether it's at the mall, movies, wherever. If we raise it to 21 here in Hackensack, we may save a kid, maybe 2, 3, 4, however many. I just think it's wrong. I also want to thank and congratulate the officers on the steps and ranks moving up. I also want to congratulate the residents of Prospect Ave. I know y'all been waiting for the street to be resurfaced, and Jason,
Now I'm gonna complain about the traffic when you close up.
you got your wish. From Essex Street to Passaic Street, it'll be retarred as soon as the weather breaks. I want to thank everyone for coming out. Get home safe.
Ms. Greenman?
I'd like to address again the issue of tobacco sales and age restriction. And I'm going to rely on the recent study sponsored by American Cancer Society. The information is published in the recent New England Journal of Medicine, and actually there's more bad news. 500,000 deaths a year in this country from smoking, 12 types of cancer. The new study now shows at least 5 more diseases and 60,000 more deaths. The study was observational, can't force anybody to smoke. There are statistics. 42 million Americans smoke. 15% of it women, 21% men. I just wonder what percentage of 19 to 20-year-old are smoking. However, the study had underlined that poor people and those with less formal education are the most likely to smoke. The 19 to 21-year-old fall exactly under this category. I salute Mr. Sims for, making it really cerebral, saving one child or 2. Is it worth the money that supposedly a store is losing? How much is a child's life worth? How much is it costing the county, the country? Cancers of esophagus, stomach, colon, liver, pancreas, larynx, lung, bladder, kidney, cervix, lip and oral cavity, acute leukemia, diabetes, heart disease, stroke, aneurysms, too many to mention. Thank you everyone for coming. Happy Passover to those who celebrate Passover. Get safe. Be safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Before I go into the smoking stuff, I'll go over, I want to City manager read something about our fire department with multiple calls. That's over, comes out to close to 20 calls a day, so about 17, 18 calls a day. They're out on a run. Very busy fire department. I want to congratulate the police officers also, especially the officer in charge. Again, I want to thank the Main Street Alliance and the recently created placemaking. Saw a lot of grant money go across the board tonight, some for paving, some for other things. I like the idea of Mr. Nunemacher, and this hits on the smoking a little bit, but prevention, education, that's how it should be done. The one thing I've learned in life is the only way to protect somebody from themselves is to educate them about what's out there first. Thank you, Mr. Jackson, for some of your remarks, last remarks. Mr. Nix, the police department's not in shambles. Last year's report came out, we had less burglaries in Hackensack than they did in Ridgewood.
I disagree with a lot of reports.
All right, of course you do. I'm just, you had your say, now I'm going to tell you where you're wrong.
I got a bus in front of my house 3 years.
We have a quality of life issue, initiative put into effect where the homeless issue is almost gone on Main Street. Narcotic arrests are down, way down. Drugs in Hackensack are almost gone. Mr. Nix,
You're making statements about the police department.
it's my turn to talk. When you talk next time, I'll talk over you and see how you like it, all right?
Talk after you.
It's my turn to talk. Thank you. Elm Avenue one way, I don't know that I disagree with you, Mr. Nix. That might be a good idea. Bergen County, you said we don't talk with them. We just had a meeting with Bergen County on Monday of last week. We're not Fort Lee. We're not Edgewater. You say 14 stories is nothing. What's happened on Main Street in 30 years? Nothing. Now something's happening on Main Street. Thanks to this council and the last council got it started, things are happening. You complain when nothing was happening. When it happens, you complain. So let's go to the cigarette issue. Again, I'm going to, I'm not going to ask the council, but I'm going to tell you, this doesn't belong in city government. This is not our job. I personally believe if it's not preemptive legally, in the spirit of the law, it's certainly preemptive. We're not meant to do these things. Ms. Greenman, again, I disagree. I agree with all those symptoms and all those diseases caused, but you can't help but say, and I'd be hypocritical myself not to say, alcohol causes every single one of those symptoms or those diseases you called out. Every single one of them. But we all up here have a glass of wine or a couple beers when we're out. I mean, because we're adults. What it comes down to is we're telling people when they're adults. And we keep changing that number constantly. All right? And I got to tell you something. I have an issue. I have a real issue sending an 18-year-old who can't make a decision on cigarettes to strap on boots and a gun and go over and defend our country. And then come back and say, by the way, you can't have a cigarette. All right? As he's standing there missing a leg or an arm. All right? So who are we to say? The federal government dictates who the adults are, not Hackensack. It's wrong to do it that way. Now, the fight should be at the state level. I'm all in favor of bringing this to the state level in fairness to these guys. Because it's not fair to them to just take it's illegal in this town, so everybody goes somewhere else to buy them. At least if it was 21, it's fair to everybody. Because they're not going to leave the town. They're going to go to Hackensack. They're not going to be able to buy them. All right? And they're not going to leave and go buy them somewhere else, along with all the other items they might have bought in their store. I think it's unfair to these guys. I think, it stinks of big government. And that's that. This will probably be up for the first reading on, I guess, April 7th. And then a final reading where everybody will have a shot at talking about it again the following meeting. All right, thank you, everybody, for coming. Have a great rest of your week. Thank you. Need a motion. We have to go back into closed session because unfortunately to the busyness of tonight's meeting, we have to go back into closed session, so I need a motion, please. Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Whereas the mayor and council of the city of Hackensack deem it necessary to discuss certain actions under section 7B7 and 7B8 of the Open Public Meetings Act which pertains to matters falling within attorney-client privilege, ongoing litigation, or personnel matters concerning the employment of a current or prospective public employee, whereas the mayor and council of the city of Hackensack is of the opinion that such circumstances may presently exist, and whereas the mayor and council wishes to discuss the following issues: personnel matters, ongoing litigation, matters involving attorney-client privilege. Now therefore be resolved that the mayor and council of the city of Hackensack deem it necessary to exclude the public from this discussion. The outcome of the discussion will be disclosed within 90 days or at such time as the interests of the city do not require confidentiality. Ongoing litigation is same as before. Bertino,
What?
Same ones.
okay.
What's the same one?
Bertino, Flanagan, and
You know?
Eno, Flanagan, and the other cases.
Urgent care.
Urgent care.
urgent care.
Urgent care on Ruby Street?
No. All right. Thank you.
Can I ask you